Stuyvesant High School grads from 10 years ago, so when the 9/11 terrorism attack occurred, they went back to school in October in 2001. And when they went back to school, they weren't given any type of protective gear. They were breathing in dust that was still in the air after the 9/11 attacks. And the school administration did not have any type of cleanup effort within the school. For instance, there were recommendations that they should clean the curtains in the auditorium, and there are certain particles and high levels of lead that were within the school, okay, and they could cause health problems. Well, there were no precautions taken, and now, 10 years later, a lot of these students who graduated from the high school have serious health issues. For instance, some of them have developed chronic bronchitis, some have developed Hodgkin's disease, Hodgkin's lymphoma. So now there's this whole question. By the way, they didn't do anything to clean up, right? But then there was a parents' council that kept fighting, and eventually they did clean the school, which drives me crazy. Like, it's insane that you need a parents' council to really fight for that, right? And then the school finally does something about it. Now you're hearing all these cases about these students with health issues.
And imagine if you're a parent, what are you going to do? Keep your kids out of school? Then what, they lose a grade, right?
Keep in mind.
And all the authorities are saying, no, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, right? Then you bring them back into school, and then they get Hodgkin's. And you're like, oh. You know, and the so-called hero of 9/11, Rudy Giuliani, he was the biggest liar of them all. He told the first responders, it's safe, you don't need masks, go and clean up. They got sick, so what? Later, my Republican Party will deny you any health care for that. The kids, yeah, go ahead, go back to school, you're fine. I don't want to bother paying for it. So, later you got diseases. Who cares, right? And I know from personal experience, one of my friends lived downtown, very close to 9/11, ground zero. And they told her, go back home, no, it's totally safe, don't worry about it. She had young kids. And thank God she didn't listen to them, right? And she stayed out of the area for however long she did, weeks, maybe months. If she had gone back, I'm afraid what would happen to her kids or to her.
Right, absolutely. And keep in mind, a lot of people would argue, like, well, you know, if you felt that the school could be unsafe, then why don't you just move to another school and don't worry about it?
Okay.
But keep in mind, Stuyvesant is a very difficult school to get into, right? And it's competitive, it's prestigious. A lot of the students were about to graduate, they're high school seniors, you know, they want to finish school and get out of there.
Yeah, that's an absurd point.
Right.
I mean, why don't you just move? Or why don't you just leave your great school and go to another great school? Because there's so many of them in New York. No.